2019, the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving created the Greater Together Community Funds, establishing 29 funds in each of the Connecticut towns in their service area. The purpose of these funds is to support each community in taking ownership around the needs in their towns, to encourage broad and inclusive civic engagement, and to anchor the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving in each town. In 2020, the Avon Greater Together Community Fund Advisory Committee was formed and supports the mission of addressing the needs of Avon and advancing equity in our town. We are excited to present the 2023 Avon Greater Together Community Fund grantees who are supporting many diverse groups in our community. We hope you are moved by the impact and the important work these 9 groups are or will be doing. With their dedication to their missions, collectively serving many different groups, we are truly greater together.
Hi, I'm Heidi Zachra. I am the president of the Avon Lions Club and the chairperson of the carnival. The first carnival, we hope, of many. So we applied for the Avon Community Fund grant because we felt we needed a kickstart to get us going. And we understood from the grant and the survey that there was a need, and people in Avon wanted something to pull the community together. We also wanted to pull the community together after COVID, because all of us have been off in our own individual places. Let's bring us all together, all the different ages. Anybody can come to a carnival. It's a great place where you can meet people. You can, see people you haven't seen in a long time. So we were very pleased to be able to be accepted and to apply for this grant, and we hope it continues for many years to come.
My name is Tim Lefevre. I'm the president of the Greystone Foundation based in Avon, Connecticut. The Greystone Foundation is a 501c3 publicly funded nonprofit based in Avon, Connecticut, and serving residents in the greater Hartford area. We help households overcome financial difficulties. There's 3 things that we try to accomplish with our clients. First, we help them overcome their immediate financial need. Second, we try to improve the financial decision-making and acumen of the client. And third, we try to assist them to regain their household financial equilibrium. Although Avon is a prosperous community, there are a number of households in Avon which cannot independently deal with a significant financial challenge. The funds from the Greater Together Community Fund will be used exclusively for Avon residents.
Hi, my name is Erin Dawson. I'm a parent here in Avon, and I have just launched with my partner, Erin Barthel, an organization called SEED, which stands for Scholars Education Enrichment Directive. We will be doing an 8-part series featuring a different culture each program. Our programs are open to children school age from kindergarten through 3rd grade. They will be held here at the Avon Public Library. Avon is a very wealthy community, and the schools are well funded, and the PTO does a great job at fundraising. However, those funds are already allocated to existing programs. When applying for the Community Grant Fund, we found that our best community partner was our public library, the Avon Public Library. The Avon Public Library is the hub of the Avon community. It was just really important for us to signal to children that diversity is something to be celebrated and to be talked about, and something that we should acknowledge in our public sphere. There's a depth of diversity here, and I feel that we should, as a community, begin to highlight that and celebrate that. That's what makes us unique as individuals, and it makes us a town that, people want to come and live in.
So my name is Anis Abu-Hasabah. I am the president of the Farm Combat American March Center here in Avon. The Farm Combat March Center was was started in 2013 as the first and only so far Islamic center or Muslim house of worship for the community. We are very grateful to the Avon Greater Together Community Fund and the Harvard Public Foundation for funding our grant. Together, we have about 200 people who come on that day to package meals for the needy from over 20 different organizations. It's a true community building. We smile and collaborate and help each other with this noble cause, which is to package meals that will make their way into local food pantries.
Hi, I'm Lisa Gray, Executive Director of Gifts of Love. Gifts of Love has been in existence for nearly 34 years. This September we'll celebrate our 34th anniversary. And for most of that time, we have been located right here in Avon. And the reason for that is that there is a great need right in our community.
Hi, my name is Michael Olivieri. I'm the Food Programs Manager at Gifts of Love. We love the opportunity to start a new initiative through the town of Avon, and it's our desire to get our seniors healthy choices of food. Being very thankful for the Avon Community Fund for funding our programs, we expect that we can save and rescue food from local grocery stores and supply our neighbors, our senior neighbors here in Avon with this fresh produce. It helps on many fronts. It saves it from being wasted, it goes to people that need it, and it's a healthy choice.
I'm Rick Dubiel, and I'm co-president of the Avon Land Trust. So Avon Greater Together conducted a survey to identify the needs of Avon residents. And Avon Land Trust meets 4 of the top 6 needs identified in that survey, like recreation, the environment, conservation, and education. We applied to the Avon Greater Together Community Fund because, like us, you're strictly Avon focused. With the funds we receive from Avon Greater Together, we intend to put up a kiosk, an informational kiosk here at Oaks Preserve that'll help inform visitors to the trails in the area, to the wildlife here, and also a little bit about the history of Oaks Preserve. We're also going to be using funding. We recently acquired a parcel up on Huckleberry Hill Road with a circa 1820 barn, which we hope to convert to a nature center and museum of local history. So we're preserving for posterity. So this Oaks Preserve is having an impact on local community. So those are kind of like our home runs. So we welcome the Avon community and the Farmington Valley and people further away to come visit our open spaces.
Hi, I'm Susan Mitchell. I'm the president and founder of U.S. Horse Welfare and Rescue in Avon, Connecticut. We grew into having a lot of programs for youth and adults alike. We've discovered that many of our volunteers were coming here and they were looking for reprieve from depression, anxiety, having been bullied. So we made the decision to apply for the community fund grant because we see in our community the need for our programs, especially with youth. We know that there's a lot of families out there that cannot afford our programs, even though our programs are incredibly reasonably priced. And so we wanted this money so that we can give it as a grant, or subsidize 1 or 2 people to come into the program that we feel really need the program, can really benefit from one of our programs.
Hello, my name is Tassan Haynes, and I am the Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator for Avon Public Schools. When I started thinking about what I can do to help service my community here in Avon, one of the issues that sort of came up as I was listening to families, as I was conducting a listening tour, was our families just felt disconnected. And it primarily came from families who were of color or families that reside in Hartford. So part of their issue really centered on most of the things that happen in Avon, most of our offerings are here in Avon. So they feel like outsiders always having to come into a different community to feel a part of the community. So I wanted to be creative. So I started playing around with the idea of, creating and organizing a 5K from Avon, sponsored by Avon, but in Hartford, just to sort of blur the lines and to bridge that gap that we see between both communities. And it was important that it happened in Hartford. Our families far too often also have trouble with transportation that we find out. So, we want to be able to eliminate barriers, but we also want to be able to let people know that we see them. So one of the reasons why I wanted to apply to the Avon Together Community Fund was because in listening to the constituents of my district, and there was alignment with the objectives behind the community fund. So the excitement is there and it's growing, and the work with the Booster Club and to be able to get all these students involved. When you have students involved, you have their families involved. And when there's that excitement, it's all positive, and that's all we want from this event.
My name is Lauren, and I'm a part of Avon, and I do Special Olympics for Farmington Valley.
My name is Johnny. I participate in Farmington Valley Special Olympics.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm one of the co-local coordinators for Special Olympics Farmington Valley.
Play with Special Olympics, and I do ice hockey, floor hockey, and softball and basketball. The sports that I love with my friends. And now I am an Avon resident.
So we will use the grant funds to
For the uniforms, for our equipment,
for our registration fees, for all of our tournaments that we do throughout the year, for all of the sports. We have, residents from all over the Farmington Valley, like Avon, Simsbury, all of that. So we want to make sure that we provide opportunities for all of those athletes to participate. So having grants and having money allows us to
having the funds. Having the funds really help a lot.
Yes, it does. Make sure that we don't have to say no to anybody.